Hey, what's up guys? The ranked 12th player in the world merged together Mortar with the powerful pekka evolution to melt down opponents' defenses and cruise to the top of the game. By providing the Mortar evolution with the monstrous meat shield of the evolved pekka, the Mortar goblins will stay alive forever. Because each time a goblin flies from the Mortar onto your opponent's tower, they're going to stay targeting the pekka, while the evolved pekka tanks all of the damage, healing up after every kill, making opponents feel like they're wasting their time while you lay waste to their tower. Since Pekka and Mega Knight are some of the strongest cards in the game, Phoenix is ready to wreck them from the sky, while Cannon Cart completely counters them from the ground. And Skeletons and Spear Goblins are always able to distract, giving this deck the necessary time to replenish Elixir and distract spam. It's time to rain goblins down on our opponent's towers while our Pekka swords reign supreme and we assert dominance. And big Pekka love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag to make all the hyper videos possible. Yo, this guy's got Pekka in the banner and y'all already know the strat. We're gonna be dishing out Pekkas whenever we can. Best play for us is to go for Pekka in the back if they cycle anything in the back, and we'll go in the same side. If they decide not to, we could go in for our Mortar because it costs a little bit less Elixir, and we can always protect our Mortar with our Pekka. I'm not going to do that just yet because the Mortar should lock onto the tower, delivering 400 damage with each hit. Also, the Phoenix isn't going to do that much to our tower here, and I can definitely kill the Knight with our Cannon Cart. So I'm saving the Pekka because I don't want him to know that I've got Pekka in my deck until I can guarantee good value. So we're able to shut down the Knight before it got a hit on the tower. We said goodnight to the Knight before it was able to swing down and clobber the tower there. It was really close though. Anyway, I think that our opponent is probably going to end up having a graveyard deck, which is definitely a more difficult matchup for us because we don't have a tower that's well versed at killing skeletons. You look at our Cannoneer and that thing fears graveyard. I'm going to go for a Pekka here right at the river because I need to be able to guarantee that we win the battle at the bridge. If they go in for a poison or a tornado or something, the Spear Goblins are definitely forfeit. Unfortunately, that did not happen there. Also, I can go for a Miner. We got Spear Goblins. We also have a Miner and a Pekka. We have a lot of stuff rolling at our opponent. Unfortunately for them, they don't have Barbell and Cycle because they just used it on defense. So, I think the Spear Goblins are going to force out something else. And wow, freaking tornadoes. That's not what they wanted to do. Actually, I think our opponent was hoping that they could activate King Tower with the Tornado of the Miner. But because we had the Spear Goblins going at them, we forced out a Tornado in a suboptimal placement, so they didn't secure an extra 2,000 damage. Cannon Cart, Rustling and Bustling, and Counter Pushing is one of the best counter pushing cards in Clash Royale just because it's able to stay alive forever. It also breaks down into a building that then protects the area, so overall it's just a great card to be using. Oh, smart decision from our opponent here. He's forcing me to go for a log, and then I gotta go Skeletons. I can't go Spear Goblins though. If I go Spear Goblins here, it's a foolish play. Number one, it wasn't actually going to deny any extra damage. But number two, the worst thing in the world that I could do is wasting my best answer to the graveyard. So I can't do that if I want to win this match. Also, alternatively, I think a good play is to go in for a Mortar on the other side and divide and conquer. If they go for a Phoenix, what I can do is I can go Cannon Cart here, and then I can get Spear Goblins down and possibly go in for a Phoenix on the other side. The other thing is, if I wanted to do that, I don't know. I'm going to go for a log and maybe double Pekka. That's also a possibility. There's a play of going for double Pekka today. And I can go for a Miner on the left side because if we have two Pekkas rolling at our opponent, they definitely have to drop a ton of Elixir to defend this. If Pekka locks on the tower, we just win. They have to distract the Pekka, but if you distract the Pekka, it's just going to keep healing up, right? That Pekka knows what's up. He is healing for eternity out here. Just swarming the Skeletons with extra heal value. This is ridiculous. She is ready to munch and have lunch on the tower. Pekka evolution, you're crazy. Holy, that thing was unkillable. And I think our opponent's gone. As you can see, that is why Pekka evolution is one of the best cards, if not the best card in the game right now. It forces the opponent to spend all of their Elixir to counter the Pekka, and then they have nothing left over for the Mortar evolution, the Cannon Cart, the Phoenix flying overhead, and then the opponent's just randomly dead. It seriously took a century for our opponent to put our evolved Pekka in the graveyard. After galvanizing our Pekka Mortar offense against graveyard, we pushed up the top 1,400 in the world. All right, my dude's got the target banner, and he's got the Too Easy clan. Wow, that is a bold statement, my brother. I'm going to go for a Mortar immediately and see if this guy feels like it's easy to swindle our Mortar from getting 0 damage. I don't think that's going to be the case. Even if you go for a Void, it is well worth it for me to go for the Mortar. First off, the Void doesn't cycle towards an evolution like the Mortar does. Secondly, we're still doing damage, my dude. Okay, so I did not want to cycle Pekka first play because we didn't really know what our opponent was going to be doing. Fortunately for us, we see a Goblin Giant barreling right at me. So I can go for a Pekka, and this is going to be a profoundly awesome interaction. because he did not expect us to have pekka. He thought, after he saw the mortar, there's probably going to be a bait card, like maybe a Skeleton King or a Goblin Gang, but he got wrecked. Pekka shut him down, slapped him silly. And I think I can go in for Spear Goblins here because it's going to be difficult for him to keep his bats alive if we're able to shut them down from a distance. Also, they're going to go for a Rage, so a smart decision from our opponent. Definitely do want to go in for a Cannon Cart, and then I think we're going to get, I would say Fisherman, but I guess not. Interestingly enough, there was no Fisherman to be found. Anyway, I'm going to go for Mortar on the right side. We're going to get Goblin Gianted. Interesting that they go into the other side there. I mean, I guess they're trying to say, hey, you don't have a building, so I'm going to get guaranteed value. Fisherman prediction was obvious, so we were going to go for Skeletons here to shut down the Fisherman. It's going to go in Yoink Skellies instead. And then it can expedite my Pekka Parade by pulling the Pekka closer to our opponent's tower so they have less time to react. Wait, that's really bad for our guy. We go for Spear Goblins in the prediction middle. Oh, I was kind of hoping they would drop a bait card, but I guess not. Totally fine, though. I mean, Pekka Evolution is going to put in some work. And we don't kill our opponent's Pekka. And the miner didn't really do much. I went for the big ballsy play to win the game, and I got nothing in return. If I spammed Elixir on the right side, I might have been in the right direction to just win because they might have not had Elixir. If you go for the Pekka, you're going to have 7 Elixir down the drain, and then you're kind of screwed afterward. Okay, sure, the Cannon Cart will die and decompose here, but it's also not terrible for me. I can go in for the Mortar because we still have the Cannon Cart remnants alive, and I think you're going to have to go and spam on the other side now. So it's obvious that our opponent has to defend against this with either a Fisherman or something else. You go for a Fisherman on the other side, it's just weird. Sure, you can go for a Rage, but still you have to defend against the Spear Goblins and all of our other stuff. And then a few arrows. I mean, the Mortar is going to be shooting the Goblin Giant. Oh, does it hit the Spear Goblins? Oh, it almost hit the Spear Goblins as they popped. That would have been funny. Wait, the Mortar's on the tower. Oh my gosh. Yo, I think he's not respecting it. I don't think he actually understands how good the Mortar is here. It's going to get another shot. What the heck? There's no way. What in the world? Q Molt here. Molt would be like, Jake, this is disgusting. And I'd be like, yeah, you know, throw back to the 2016 Clash Royale days. You would never expect us to be playing like this. All right, so I think we want to log here so we don't get overwhelmed. And then we're able to go and drop a miner, try to get our opponent's elixir lower, so then they drop something in the back, and then drop that on the miner, and then he has to defend against the Pekka, and he also has to defend against the Mortar at the same time. Yeah, that's not what you want to do at all. That is a lot of elixir spent. So guaranteed we're going to shut down the Fisherman. Next, we can go in for our Phoenix to finish off the Pekka, and then I think we're in an awesome position to just go in for another Pekka because our opponent's going to go Goblin Giant here, or at least they should. Yep, they're going to go for a Fisherman. We're going to make a prediction with Skeletons, so then they can't. And then even if you Rage, it's not that bad because I can go for a Miner. We have a lot of stuff rolling at you. As long as we're able to shut down the bats, which they shouldn't do enough damage to break through the Pekka, we're in a great spot to win this game. So, yeah, our Phoenix resurrected somehow, too. That's insane. You know what? Screw it. Let's full send with Spear Goblins. Let's go in for a Miner. It is a Phoenix bombardment right now. This is so toxic. I can just spam bait cards, go for Miners and logs, and win the game. It's actually too easy when your opponent has Cannoneer. It's literally not fair. They can't counter your bait cards near fast enough. Spiraling our opponent into the realm of toxicity where he's laughing and crying at the same time. My dude's got to change his clan name to Too Tilted. Yo, this guy's flexing all the 20 wins in his banner. And he's also a lot lower than us in trophies, so we don't want to lose this game, guys. We can't afford to lose against someone that's like a million lower than us. I think I'd lose like upwards of like 37 trophies, which would be insane. Anyway, we're going to go for Skeletons here, and I'm going to go in for a Cannon Cart in the back. A lot of stakes on the line here, so I'm going to try to play a little bit more passively. When you got to guarantee a W, you need to make sure that you don't give your opponent a free way to win at the start. So we're going to go in for our Phoenix here, and then I can go for a Mortar after we see what our opponent's got. So it looks like it'll probably be another Graveyard deck, or it could be Electro Giant, which would be one of the most fun matchups for our deck possible. Mortar already hard counters Electro Giant, but when you've got Pekka as well, it is a free win. So I would love to see E-Giant, but I don't think it's going to be the case after we see that Knight. So you know what? I'm going to go for a Mortar here, and then I'm going to trade through with our Pekka on top of the Knight and the Ice Wizard, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, definitely going to be a Graveyard deck. It has to be at this point. So we're going to Pekachu here, and we're going to kill that. He used his Bar Barrel, so what are you going to do? We go Spear Goblins on your Baby Dragon. No! Broloff, that's so rude. That is so unbelievably rude. All right, yeah, I think our Pekka might just die to the Cage Brawler, which would be awful. Man, I didn't expect that to be the case, but it did happen. Sheesh. All right. So I guess that is a strategy in Clash Royale, using the cage to go and kill me like that.
You're going nowhere. I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of heat time.
Holy, I should have anticipated that, I guess. Anyway, we're going to go in for a cannon cart. We're going to push it with the skeletons or spear goblins whenever we get the chance. I think what we want to do here is go in for this. Skeletons push the cannon cart so we move a little bit quicker, so we can possibly get onto the tower here before they're ready. And we can get spear goblins down here as well to guarantee we kill that. And if that cannon cart locks on a tower, our opponent's going to lose the tower guaranteed. So the way I see it is if I take a tower and I defend with a miner, I might be in winning position. Yo, I didn't take the entire tower there. I thought I would. But the log was really well timed for me, and it put myself in a position where now we can slow roll and evolve Pekka on our lower HP tower. So our opponent probably can't go for a graveyard into that. You don't want a graveyard into an evolved Pekka and have it heal up extra. Also, I might be able to go Mortar, cannon cart here, and then get him to go in for the knight a little bit faster than they typically would want to. What if I go in for a prediction against the cage with a miner? What if I go cage counter with a miner? Yo, did that work? I think it did. That's so cool. Yo, that was one of the better plays I've ever done. I made a prediction out here. Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go Mortar Evolution in the right, and then we can go in for a cannon cart in the right as well. I might win this right now with a cannon cart and a miner, especially if the knight goes backward and then the goblin locks onto the tower. That'd be huge. It didn't happen as planned, but it's fine. I can get skeletons down here, shut down the ice wizard without any damage, and then go for spear goblins aggressively. I typically wouldn't advise doing this, but I want to get some damage, and I kind of expected that to work out, and it didn't, which is fine. We're going to go cannon cart here on defense, and I might be able to get a mortar down. The good thing about the cannon cart, it just fires so fast, so it's pretty sturdy. It doesn't die to poison. It's not like spear goblins there, so that's good. Also, we can go spear goblins again. Maybe we can go for a log here. If we can just knock that back. Does the mortar hit the tower? Does the mortar hit the tower? I think it does. Yo, mortar coming up clutch. All I need to do is log the tower and I win. Or I can defend and get a miner shot. I think I get the miner shot. Let's go. Heck yeah, that miner prediction on the goblin cage felt filthy. We sacrificed the miner for the greater good, keeping our Pekka alive, forcing out an extreme amount of elixir from our opponent. And genuinely, the interaction at the start when I went all in with the cannon cart, I expected to take the entire tower. I don't know how he was able to defend that. If you tower trade or trade damage against a graveyard deck in the early stages of the game, it's always going to be a W for you. Because in a 1-1 tower situation where they have to take a second tower, they have to work against a king tower and a second tower shooting away at their graveyard skeletons. All right, we are matching into a ranked 24 player in the world, IK. We'll see if he knows the deal. So we're gonna be going in for our spear goblins here, and we're gonna seal the deal with some little bit of damage, hopefully. Yes, sir. We're getting some sneaky skellies from our dude, and we are gonna seize 120 damage, it seems. So if I go in for a mortar in the left, a little bit risky because there's a chance he spams in the exact same side, and that's exactly what he's gonna do. Wait. Oh my gosh. All right. We have to Phoenix here. We also have to cannon cart. I don't like this. I actually really don't like this. We're going to lose our Phoenix, but can he lose his too? Is there any way our Phoenix survives? Oh, I thought it wasn't going to get voted off the island, but unfortunately he got wrecked. Absolutely burnt to a crisp without any chance of resurrection. Are they? Okay. I could have went spear goblins there and played aggro, but I didn't want to. Generally a little bit better for the Pekka to be a surprise with this deck. We don't want to be cycling it out of hand and being stupid. Spear Goblin's on the right side, and we'll see what our opponent decides to do. It's unlikely that they'll go for a Fisherman prediction on top of the Pekka that they don't even know is in the deck. So, yeah. Oh. Is there a shot that I can... Nah, I can't do that. I gotta go Phoenix here. It's a safer bet. I think in the later stages it could be super funny to do that, though. Also, our Phoenix wins this interaction, right? And we can log... And then we can go cannon cart here. Our 1 HP hero. Look at the Phoenix. Holy. Wait, this is sick. I might be able to go in for a miner here with a cannon cart and Phoenix. There's no way the Phoenix is still alive. Dude, this is a joke. Holy, the Phoenix egg just killed the evolved skeletons. This thing is my hero. This thing is literally my hero. It refused to get zeroed. That is insane. Okay, I love that card. I actually found love today, guys, for the very first time. Phoenix, I can proclaim that I love you. All right, we're gonna go for a Mortar here. We're definitely going to get Rail Gianted, which is totally fine. And then we can go for a Pekka, and hopefully we can get some nice damage. This is very troll, but it is fun to do. So if we can get the Pikachu to tank for the Mortar, we will get an extra Mortar slice of life on the tower. That is so much damage. The Mortar is getting a second life, basically. And I think we're in a pretty awesome position where we can log, go in for a cannon cart, and then run it back with Phoenix Part 2. You never know. Maybe it gets resurrected again. Nah, he's had enough with it. He's like, Jake, even if I lose to the cannon cart, I will not let the Phoenix resurrect, which is a respectable choice from our opponent. Like, if you lose to a card, you kind of just have to, like, not let it do you dirty 10 times in a row. You got to take the finishing blow in a different way. So, I respect it. I respect it. And he's going to let it resurrect again. It's a Phoenix party here, guys. And we are not parting ways with our Phoenix. They will live on in our memory forever as the MVP of the match, allowing us that snatch against a ranked 24 player that is infinitely better than me at the game. It'd be galaxy levels of disingenuous if I didn't say this guy was an amazing player that I totally didn't deserve to beat. Shout out Pekka Mortar for wrecking Royal Giant and being a complete hard carry. All right, so get into this one. This guy is ranked 600 in the world, so we're gonna give him some respect out here. We're gonna go for the Mortar first play and see if we can get away with some damage. He's gonna have Mortar as well. A Mortar man. Okay. So our strategy here is to bank on skeletons distracting our opponent's Mortar for a little bit longer, so we can get a cannon card down. And the Spear Goblin, it's gonna work. It's gonna tank. It's gonna tank for the team. So our precious cannon card takes no damage. If we pre-log, that would be fun, but I don't know what I'm gonna hit. Unfortunately, we go directly into a knight, so yeah, that log would have hit nothing. Anyway, we are going to bonk his tower with our shovel, slapping his tower down to 3,000. That is a danger zone, my dude. I am running Cannoneer, so it is definitely distinctly worse for me to be playing Cannoneer in a Mortar versus Mortar matchup, because your tower starts at a huge advantage. Like, I have to somehow come back from a deficit with my tower already. That's the weird thing about towers. Like, Cannoneer is fantastic in a situation where you are matching into someone with a beatdown deck. But if you play into someone like this guy, that is going to be running something that is more control oriented, you always wish that you ended up having the Princess Tower for the higher health. Otherwise, you get whittled down by this guy all day long. Anyway, we're going to go in for our Miner here again, inside corner, see if we can find some extra damage. Fortunately for us, the cannon cart is going to do a lot of value tanking for our Miner, so it doesn't die very quickly. Also, the other thing that is in our benefit is I think he'll probably be unaware that we can Pekka. So, we'll see how that goes. First and foremost, Spear Goblins is the play. Next up, I definitely want to go in for a Mortar and then try to use that so then the Bomber doesn't hit onto our tower. Then we can get Skeletons down here, lock onto his Mortar, and maybe we're able to be a bit of a maniac out here and go in for a Miner in the back. So the reason why we're doing this is hopefully the cannon cart can lock tower. No, he's going to have NATO. You know, I've never seen this type of deck before. You really are a wild child. Cannon cart with Mortar, and then also, oh wait, you've adapted it. It used to be the version with archers, but it's entirely different now. It was unrecognizable for me. So yeah, it's usually like archers rocket fast cycle, but he's gonna have bomber evolution with Mortar, and this guy is in a phenomenal position to win the game. Like, I actually think I just get rocket cycled. Unless I can find some way to win, like, I should lose this matchup almost 100% of the time. This is one of the worst matchups I could have gotten. Jeez, man. Why you gotta do this to me? I gotta be so ruthless, my dude. All right, we're gonna go cannon cart, and then we're gonna go Spear Goblin because he doesn't have log. And then maybe we can kill the Bomber with a log. I think this might work. We can just get the Mortar on the tower. We have some power. Oh, baby. Yes, sir. All right, let's go for the Mortar evolution to distract so our Mortar stays alive. So then he has to rocket it. I'm literally using the Mortar evolution as a sacrifice. I've never done this in my life. I always want the Mortar evolution to survive, but not today. Mortar evolution, you are taking it for the team. He's literally going Evo Bomber on the Mortar evolution instead of the other Mortar. This is insane. Oh my gosh. If I defend this, I win. If I defend this, I win. All I have to do is not get screwed. We're going to go in for a log and hopefully be able to hit this Bomber. Oh my gosh. All right, wait. We're still not out of the woodwork just yet. This is still slightly spooky because he has Rocket Cycle and he could come back and win. We need to keep up the pressure here. We go in for a miner in a different spot than he would be predicting. Then we got to go cannon cart on his cannon cart so we win this interaction so we can't set up a mortar. And then we got to go log so we can cycle more damage on the tower, hopefully. We want the bomber to lock onto the cannon cart. Then we can go spear goblins, and then we can go for another mortar. He's definitely trying to rocket cycle me, so a little bit spooky, but it is what it is. We're going to get the mortar evolution down, which is huge, so that he has to focus on defending that. And get skeletons here as well. He's missing the miner with the tornado. We're dropping in the super safe spot, which is not the safe spot because it's so easy to predict. Wait, guys, I might win, I might lose. He should rocket me. The mortar will hit my tower, right? Wait, it didn't hit my tower. We win. Let's go. That matchup was one of the worst things I could have ever pulled. Like the rigged claw machine that you should never win, but sometimes you just latch on to an opportunity and you pull out the win out of thin air. Especially against a ranked 636 player in the world that finished over 2,800 medals, a higher rank than me. Beating someone with a huge matchup advantage feels impossible. After that win, we can safely say that no one is safe from the mortar magic. Give a goblin stab to the like button if you enjoyed today's video, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.